So today I'm going to be talking about my second interaction with my friend Francesca, who's from Italy. Um, the interaction was meant to be a cultural experience that was a part of my culture, and what I decided on was um, I wanted to take him to a concert with a few of my friends. Um, Before and after we hung out and kind of talked a little bit and just um, I asked him a few questions, but overall we just kind of hung out and then went to a concert in Grand Rapids at a venue called the Pyramid Scheme. um, and the reason why I chose this as my cultural experience is because music is a really huge thing in my life, and it has been for a while. And I think in college it has kind of uh, encompassed my entire culture, I think. When I think of culture, it's kind of revolved around my whole culture, and my whole social life has kind of revolved around that. So I decided to take him to something I really like to do, and something I kind of really think of my culture as, and could express my culture, I guess, through that. So before beginning the event, I wasn't nervous. I met him before. I kind of knew him. We hung out before that. He's an awesome guy. There's like a few barriers, like I said before, the language barrier. So definitely, it's a more quiet interaction, if that makes sense. But overall, I think it's a very I wasn't nervous because I felt very comfortable doing it, and it was something I felt comfortable doing because it was part of my culture. Um, so for the most part, I was excited to see the band, which was a band called Whitney, and wasn't very nervous. During the event, I kind of expected him to enjoy it because I knew we've talked about music a little bit before. He had never heard of this band, um, but he did like a few bands from Europe that I knew, so I knew he would enjoy it. But I could definitely tell he like picked up on some of our social cues doing it, because he started to like dance like we were, like he he I don't know, he like picked up on that kind of stuff. Um, but it wasn't, he definitely seemed like he felt comfortable. I was like excited. I didn't see any concerns. And when I asked him afterwards, he said that he went to concerts back in Italy, but it wasn't as small of a venue. He said he was expecting the artist not to be as good, because usually artists, when they come to Italy, they go to something in a large venue, and then all the small venues don't have as good of artists. So I thought that was something interesting. Um, when I asked him if he was like concerned or felt uncomfortable ever, like just in the United States or even in any interactions, he's had a pretty good attitude about it. He said he wants to experience everything, and that's kind of why he's here. So he's open to all new experiences. Um, uh, I guess bringing somebody to something like that, I kind of saw an insight into my culture, um, because when you're surrounded by a lot of people of your own culture, you kind of don't notice that it's a part of your culture, and when you bring someone who hasn't really experienced that culture, you kind of figure out like, oh, hey, like I fit in here. I guess this is my culture, and I really like that. Um, so it was an overall great experience. And one last thing I thought was funny was in the car we were talking about Halloween, and he kept asking like if his Halloween costume should be scary, because they don't really celebrate Halloween like we do in Italy. So he was like, I don't have to be scary, right? And I was like, no, you can be whatever you want. But overall, it was an awesome experience. I had so much fun, and I think he did too. I asked him if he liked it, and he really enjoyed it.